Barcelona went from the best team in Europe, beating Real Madrid and Bayern Munich,
and Barcelona are running riot.
Right, you're still top of the league. Can it be a mini crisis?
Most definitely. One win in six.
to having one win in their last 8 La Liga games.
Kids performing on a big stage, and your big players are performing in big moments.
Today we're going to be talking about the highs and lows of the 24-25 Barcelona season so far. From Real Madrid and Bayern Munich in the same month to losing to Las Palmas, Real Sociedad, and Leganes in the span of a few weeks. But it wasn't always this way. You see, in the beginning of the season, Barcelona had convincing wins against Valencia and Rayo Vallecano. They were narrow 2-1 wins, but they really showed the resilience of this Barcelona team. It showed that many of the players were fighting for the badge, even more than last year. In August, against Athletic Club Bilbao, Valladolid 7-0, Girona 4-1 with Lamine scoring a brace. But then they showed that they were not humans with the one loss to Monaco in the Champions League. But they quickly bounced back with a 5-1 win against Villarreal. But despite it being so perfect in the first 2 months, it seemed like Hansi Flick was on fire. However, Hansi Flick was quickly shut out against Osasuna in their 4-2 win against Barcelona. Now this match showed us many problems with Barcelona. Let's speak on why they have failed. And that reason is injuries. Whenever Barcelona loses their main player, they look like a shadow of their former selves. Where Barcelona started their substitutes, Flick was trying to be injury-free before the next Champions League game, because they were in a major injury crisis. When the game started, it felt like their B team was on the pitch. None of them could follow Hansi Flick's tactics. You could see how, with the other players on the pitch, they were able to complete very good crosses from very far away, very good long balls, but the B team couldn't complete this. But it didn't even start being like this now. You see, in September and October, they missed plenty of chances. Look at Lewandowski. He's had multiple games where he's been hitting the crossbar, hitting the post, missing sitters. Look at Real Madrid versus Barcelona.
And here's an opportunity for Rafinha and Lewandowski. Oh, how's he missed that? Chance of a hat-trick. Will they come to regret it?
You see, they did have the most chances missed back then as well, but they had so much chances that it didn't even matter if someone missed on an occasion or once in a while there was a miss, because of the sheer amount of goals scored and provided. For example, Lamine Yamal, but we're going to talk about him soon. Yamal dependence is coming back to bite them. But look at this, however. Hansi Flick's main tactics of offside is being abused by even the bottom teams in La Liga. Every team is understanding how to break his offside trap. I mean, it only took them 2 months to finally realize, hold on, wait, we can actually break Hansi Flick's offside trap. All we have to do is create runs in the midfield. Take a look at last week's game during the time of this recording of the video. Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. Now we're going to talk about how Pedri was such a great player for that game. But we also have to remember the fact that Barcelona missed so many chances that match. They had way more expected goals than Atletico Madrid and way more chances created solely based off Pedri's individual brilliance. But the fact that there was no Lamine Yamal and nobody could finish their chances, it really hurt Barcelona and led to Sorloth scoring a last-minute winner in the 96th minute. And now Barcelona are third in the league. Just 1 week ago, they were top of the league until their loss to Leganes, bottom tier newly promoted side. Pedri was man of the match in that game. He was carrying the team. He must have felt like Mbappe in the World Cup final after they lost. But let's get back to the worst problem for Barcelona. Finishing. They got Lewandowski, and yes, he scored so many goals, but the amount of chances that he's missing is just as important as the amount of goals he's scored. Look at games like Las Palmas. We've already talked about Atletico Madrid, but look at Las Palmas. Barcelona lost 2-1, And they could have easily won the game 3-2 if they could put away some of their best chances in that game. Now let's talk about something that is just as bad as the finishing, the squad. You see, with the new Champions League format being 8 instead of 6 games, and all of these changes, Club World Cup being in the middle of the end of the season, we're looking at one of the biggest amount of games in all time. And now you see the squad depth is very poor. You take off a player like Lamine Yamal, and your team is looking like utter garbage. This was perfectly proven against Osasuna. Hansi Flick said himself he needs to reassess the squad, and that he just doesn't have the right players for the squad. You take off some midfield, and you're genuinely looking like you can't even compete. You can't put away your chances. They're dominating in possession, but what's good in possession if you guys can't even finish your chances? You look at Lewandowski and the amount of games he's playing at the age of 37 years old. His backup is Ferran Torres, and he hasn't exactly been the most consistent player. Look at Frankie de Jong. He's 27 years old, but you can't even be playing him because you might sell him because he's almost $800,000 a week. $800,000 a week puts him as the highest paid player in all of Europe. Now let's get back to Yamal dependence, because whenever Yamal isn't in the game, the team is so uninspired and lacking of good quality. I mean, people are literally saying that without Yamal, Koundé is not as good as he can be attacking-wise. And it makes sense. Whenever Koundé is giving an assist or providing help in the build-up, Yamal is always giving him a great pass, helping in the build-up along with him, and always helping out. You watch Barcelona games, and every single attack has something to do with Lamine Yamal. Whether he's scoring a goal, providing an assist, or even giving a cross in the box, or a pass that creates an amazing chance for an assist as well. Lamine Yamal helps with every single goal. This guy truly cannot be replaced. Barcelona might try their best to replace him or substitute somebody in, but there's nobody in the world who can even fight against this. Maybe Bukayo Saka, but other than that, there's no other players in that position that are as good as Lamine Yamal. And there definitely isn't any who are free agents or ready to sign for Barcelona. Absolutely not.